Ripley Kennedy from MTV will be in here. Always a good time. A nice gal, a spunky gal, and always some heated and spirited debate coming out of her mouth.
And a genuine friend of each of ours for years.
Certainly, yes. So we'll look forward to seeing Kennedy tomorrow night. Then who's in? Sugar Ray, and then Sean Penn? Michael Penn, sorry. All right. How spastic is that? There's a lot of pens floating out there. Michael Penn, who hasn't been around the scene for a little while, as far as I know, but a really interesting artist and a really good artist, and someone who I'll be glad to talk to come Wednesday?
Thursday.
Is that Thursday?
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
I'd even like to talk to him Wednesday, Drew. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. That is Dr. Drew, the board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Hey, Drew.
Hey, Adam.
I never did get the other night what happened when you took one of the youngins to Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh.
Do they have Chuck E. Cheeses everywhere?
I didn't tell you the story at all.
Wait, does everyone know what a would you answer my question?
You know, in the Chuck E. Cheese, when you go there, they play a video about Chuck E. Cheese around the world and around the universe.
Oh, really?
As though it's, you know, huge. I don't know.
All right, let's just concentrate on the continental United States.
I suspect it's certainly in the West.
All right. If you don't know what Chuck E. Cheese is, it's basically it's a place where pedophiles can go get some pizza and wash it down with some grape soda and then jump in a big tub full of Super Balls with young children.
And there's video games. It's a room that's exploding with activity.
Right.
Yeah, I took the kids.
It's really what Shakey's used to be. Do you remember Shakey's?
Yeah, I remember Shakey's, but Shakey's was a place you sat down and had pizza. This is a place that the kids run around like,
right. Okay.
Yeah, out of control. And there's, tubes they crawl through, and there's a show going all the time. It's absolute chaos. They love it. Their heads explode. So excited was one of my sons at going in there that he got right to the door and just vomited.
I love that.
All over the place. Just all over the front door of the TV.
I love the fact that kids never try to mask their emotions. If they're so happy they could crap, they crap. If they're so nervous and elated they're going to vomit, then they just vomit.
Right.
Thank God kids don't date. Could you imagine if a 6-year-old was dating, he would just dive right into the woman's crotch and vomit and then defecate. I did that once when I was drunk on a date. But so he vomited on the door.
Just repeatedly.
Repeatedly?
Oh, yeah. We had to actually hold him up, suspend him over his, because it was such a huge, it was great.
Is there a vomit trough at the front?
No.
Surely this must have happened before.
But they seem to have a hose hook up right there. So.
Oh, they got a hose babe right up front. So where were you holding him while he was vomiting?
And suspending him in midair over his giant puddle that was building constantly.
So it's like you're holding a vomit gun.
Yeah, exactly.
A vomit rifle.
Absolutely.
That's great. Hey, we talked about it before. When the kid starts vomiting, you pick them up like when the cat is bringing up the fur ball,
right.
and you run.
That's right.
With the cat, you run outside. With the kid, you run into the bathroom.
Right. Absolutely. And I've ran many times, believe me.
All right. And
so they went in, and it was...
who's they? I thought it was just one of them.
No, Paulina, my daughter, went with my wife to Ohio to see her great-grandmother.
Right.
And so I had the two boys.
Ah.
And they're 4.5 years old, and they went in there and went nuts. Nuts. I mean, it's hard to imagine what kids find truly stimulating.
A lot of colors, a lot of noise, and a lot of rubber stuff they can jump on.
It's just tremendous.
And did you eat pizza there?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Hey, listen, I like the Shakey's pizza.
Yeah, same kind of pizza.
I'm a little embarrassed by that, but I enjoyed it.
They didn't eat it. They're too excited.
Oh, really? They just run around?
Yeah.
Huh. Cheap date for you, Drew.
Hardly. Still buy the pizza.
All right. And what's the pizza? It's like $35 for a large or something?
Precisely.
Yeah, because let me tell you, that rat jamboree, that animatronic rat jamboree.
Oh yeah,
that don't come cheap.
There. You've been there, huh?
No, I've seen the commercials.
Oh yeah.
I know each slice of pizza, you're buying a new component for the animatronic rat jamboree. Rose, 16.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. I have some questions because I don't really have any problems myself at all, but everyone around me worries about me a lot. I'm pretty indifferent and I've been through a lot. I have this attitude where I really don't care what happens to me. I don't know where to start.
What are the kinds of things you've been through?
I've been raped twice.
How old were you when this started?
A year ago.
And how about before that? What happened to you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Until then, life was wonderful.
Parents divorced when I was in like 2nd grade. Dad like left home and whatever.
He's what?
Dad has like left home. I lived with my mom and my aunt my whole life.
And they were okay. Your relationship with them was okay.
Yeah.
Who raped you?
Just some guys.
Multiple guys?
No, well, different guys.
Oh, did you know him?
Yeah, sorta.
Were you going out with him?
Not really. Only for like a couple days.
Couple dates?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. Had you had sex with him before?
Mm-mm.
No. And were you still in school now, or what?
Mm-hmm.
And how you doing?
Bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I did bad, too.
I shouldn't be. I should be doing really well.
Why?
Because
She's capable of it.
yeah.
No, I always hated those students that weren't living up to their potential. I was,
They tell me that I don't live up to my potential.
They do?
They tell me that all the time.
Yeah, I never got that. I was
They
like,
always give me these tests and tell me that I'm a genius, and then they
Oh, really?
get mad at me because I don't get straight A's.
I got tests and they said, you're a moron. You're getting D's. You really should be getting D's. That's what everyone said when I went to school. I always wish I had that, like, burgeoning genius thing. That sort of, Einstein was locked inside of me if we could only get to him. I didn't have that. I had, like, Uncle Fester locked inside of me. All right, so, Rose, you're screwed up.
Yeah, they also worry because, like, they think I don't eat enough.
All right. Well, you're only giving us enough information to say that you're depressed.
Well, I know that. My doctor said that.
Right. So you're depressed.
Yeah.
You need to do something about that. Do you take treatment for it?
I take Prozac, and I've been seeing counselors, but, like, it always ends up the same way. Like, the first psychiatrist I had, I would just, like, sleep. I just go in there and sleep in her office, like, every time. And then the one I have right now, it's sort of getting to be like a game. We just play mind games with each other.
Oh, well, why don't you open up and stop wasting everyone's money?
Why don't you go in there and do some work? Try to help yourself.
I don't like her.
Well, that's part of the process. Deal with that.
All right,
Rose, if you refuse to be helped, if you refuse to let somebody help you, you're not going to get better. That's the way it is. And it sounds like it's a pretty miserable state to be in. I mean, I wouldn't want to be 16 and have lost all meaning in life. I mean, that's not something that
See, the thing that I worry about is, like, I don't take very much care of myself. Like in the last year, I've been with, like, 10 people.
Yeah.
Well, you feel bad about yourself, and you're looking for some kind of validation. But I mean, it sounds like you're looking for us to come in and cure you, rescue you, take you away from all this.
I think she's just caught in that whole sort of morose teenage feel sorry for, pity, downer spiral syndrome that about 80% of the teenagers we talk to every night are into.
It sounds a little more severe, though.
All right, here's what you do. You don't get AIDS, you don't OD on heroin, and you don't kill yourself intentionally. And in a couple of years, things start to straighten out. And then that high-powered brain of yours that makes you sound like you're 40 comes in. And you go off to some Ivy League school or something. Or, all right, forget Ivy League. Some junior college. But then you transfer. And then you're 22 and you look back and you can't believe what a head case you were at 16. Important thing is not to kill yourself now.
Right, not to do anything irreversible.
You're not gonna do anything monumental now at 16. Just don't F yourself up so permanently that you can't get through this tough stage in life.
Interesting feeling I got from her, though, was that she wanted us to, like, step in and take her away, cure her.
Yeah.
And then I know if you were able to approach doing that, she'd reject you.
Well, she's smart enough. She knows what's going on intellectually. She just has to apply it. Amy, 18.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. First of all, Adam, I saw you at the festival this weekend. It was cool.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where was you?
Not anywhere up front.
Oh.
But I saw you. Okay, here's the thing. Last weekend, I went to Planned Parenthood so I could get on the pill. And they did the typical tests that they always do. And a nurse from the clinic called me today and told me that the results from my pap smear had come back, and it showed that there were some abnormal cells or something like that. And she said that it was possible that it could be the human papillomavirus,
Uh-huh.
but I'd have to come in for more tests.
Sure.
So what I was wondering is it possible that it could be anything else?
Like
Or-
what? What is it? You're
Well, I mean, is it possible that abnormal cells are normal if it's just minimal? Because she said it was the only.
Let me sort of probe your level of understanding of what a pap smear is. Why do you think you go in and have that test?
Well,
What is that test for?
to see if there's anything wrong.
Like what?
Well, from what they told me.
What is this, homework hotline,
No,
Drew?
I'm just curious. A lot of young women don't even understand what the pap smear is.
Well, a lot of times it can detect problems with the cervix and
Like what?
cancer.
Cancer. It's a way of screening for cancer. And abnormal.
Is that all it's for?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
cancer?
I mean, that's the purpose of the pap smear. I mean, you can do cultures and you can visualize and get clues to other things going on, but you have a pap smear to screen for cancer. That's what the Papa-Nicolau stain is for. And you had some abnormal cells. That means that there may be
Do you
something
think
there.
Rorschach ever looked at the Papa-Nicolau stain and came up with something?
Probably.
Okay.
Or at least some gynecologist looking at a Rorschach came up with a Papa-Nicolau stain.
All right, let's stop indulging ourselves here.
And these are cells that are indication that something could be there that could evolve into cancer. And the human wart virus, the HPV or human papilloma virus, is one of the factors that help generate these abnormal cells and increase the risk of cancer. So yes, the HPV could be there, and you need to know if it's there because you could be infectious with that. But more importantly, you've had evidence that there could be something that could become cancerous.
No, but she's fine. Everyone has this, right?
But the reason you get the pap smear is so you find these abnormal
Okay.
cells in time and you
Don't
follow
be
them out.
condescending to the young girl.
I'm
She's
not being
scared.
condescending. I'm not being
Oh,
condescending.
now you're being condescending to me about
I'm
being condescending.
I'm being condescending to you.
Oh, you are?
Oh yeah.
All right, screw you.
Yeah.
Kate, 18.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, you know, if you got David Arquette and Stephen Baldwin on the show at the same time,
Oh.
it would be craziness.
Yes. That's true.
I'll tell you this, they're both certifiable. And they both get more trim than you could shake a stick at. That's what's wrong with this world.
That's through the eyes of Adam, anyway.
Well,
Here's the essence of our problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kate, what's up?
well, I have two questions. One is really quick, and I'll ask that one first. I used to be pretty skinny because I used to run track, but then I got spondylolysis,
Yeah.
and so I had to stop, and I sort of gained weight, but then I started swimming in the fall,
Mhm.
and I've only lost 10 pounds since the fall. Is it okay to be losing weight so slowly?
Wait a minute.
How much did you put on?
Well, I used to weigh 120, and then I weighed about 135, and now I'm back down to 125.
Yeah.
It sounds like when you're physically active, you're fine. I mean,
Okay.
Swimming. You were probably a distance runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, distance running, it takes a lot longer to build your swimming capacity up to be a distance swimmer. Although swimming is an excellent exercise, especially if you have a back
Pretty
problem.
much the only thing I can do now.
Well, you've got that low back problem, so.
Listen, I don't recommend distance running for anybody, especially women.
Why?
You ever see these women who are involved with long distance running? It's like they've been, I don't know who they've been running from the plastic surgeon or something. I've never seen such ugly women in my entire life.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying, Drew? First off, they always have that pained look on their face. They got that look like, oh, Christ, I hurt. Oh, I mean, like they just like someone took a anchovy, stuffed it into a lemon, and given them a bite. They got that look, and they just have that pained look, and their bodies are all emaciated, and I mean, they really could look, for the amount of exercise they do, which is 3.5 hours a day because they run 15 miles a day, they really should look better. 20 minutes on the exercycle, you're going to look better than that. So if you want to just look good, forget running.
Distance running. Extreme distance running.
You know where you look good. Who looks good are the sprinters, male and female. Go out, do some sprints.
And take some steroids.
Yes.
Yeah. She didn't ask her question.
What was her question?
Let her back on.
Oh, Christ, you want to know if she
No.
weight or something?
No.
Kate?
Hey, thanks. I thought you were going to hang up on me.
He was
I
going to.
did.
Serious question.
Oh.
I was adopted, and I just turned 18, and it's now illegal for me to seek out my birth mother. But I really have all these questions I want to know, but I'm afraid of hurting my parents, who I really do think of as my parents. One of the problems is they just went through a divorce, and my mom really didn't want it. She's really hurting. And I feel like this would hurt her more, but I I have so many unanswered questions. Like, I hear Drew talk about on the show that children who are adopted have like a higher chance of being alcoholic or something.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
been my
wanna know
experience.
if that's in the history, or I feel this urge to know, but I also don't want to hurt my mother.
Well, why don't you let your mom get out of the trouble?
Right, wait some time.
Well, give her a few months to get back on her feet, and then hit her with this one and knock her down again.
I mean,
How long should I wait?
We'll give her like 3 days.
a year or two.
Really?
Yeah, I really would. But listen, in terms of the...
Well, you don't give her a year or two, Drew. She's not going to wait a year or two.
She's only 18. She has
That's
plenty
like
of
a
time.
third of her life.
Look, insofar as the addiction goes, do you have momentum with alcohol?
I'm actually like so scared. I've never had
Okay.
a drink in my life.
All right, okay.
No, you don't have any.
Well,
I have momentum with alcohol. I swear to God, I've gotten drunk like 5 out of the last 8 days.
That's really sad, Adam.
that is
Yeah.
really sad.
It really is.
I look at the adopted history as significant if there is momentum with alcohol. If you really think that there's something going on there, then the adoptive history has more meaning.
That's it, Drew?
That's it.
All right. Thank God we hung out for that one. Kelly, 18.
Hi, okay, my question is, okay, I'm a lesbian. I've been gay for about 3 years, and I don't know how to tell my parents.
You've been gay since you were 15?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to tell my parents because in the past they've reacted badly. Because
To what?
there's a lot of people in my family that are gay, like my cousin and my uncle and stuff.
Have you ever been with a guy?
No.
No. So you could have your hymen for the rest of your natural life?
Yes.
You ever been with a girl?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
And how old is she?
She's 19.
Oh, really? How long you two been going out?
A year and a half.
Now, what do your folks think? They think that's your friend?
Yeah, they just think that she's my best friend.
Uh-huh. And have they ever said anything to you like, I think your friend may be gay?
No, but they give her funny looks when she walks in, or give us funny looks when we go upstairs to talk or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And
they never caught you?
no.
Never found any, I don't know. Do they have lesbian pornography, Drew?
Got me.
They really
That's a man
should.
thing. No, men are into the visual stuff.
I don't know. You're not into the visual thing, Kelly?
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to tell them because
Right.
they kind of flipped out on every other person in the family who's...
How many in the family have gone gay?
About 3 or 4
Oh, really?
on both sides. So
Really? Out of how many?
about 40.
Well,
That's the national average. Yeah, 10%. Why do you feel compelled now? Why is this the
I
time?
think it's a good time for them to know because...
Why?
I don't know. I think they're kind of suspecting it in a way, or
Mm-hmm. So
the way
what?
they act around my friends.
So what? So what? Let them suspect. Why is it
I love when
important?
Drew takes this angle.
And I'm just curious. Why? Not to say that Kelly is not. Kelly may be ready to come out with this, but I'm just wondering why now. If she's so convinced that they're going to have this horrible reaction, why is it important to you now? I mean, maybe wait till a time that it doesn't matter if they have a bad reaction, and then tell them.
Yeah.
Now you're probably still kind of dependent on them for a lot of things, and they would probably feel pretty bad if they reject
You still living at home?
Yes.
No. Yeah, it's a bad idea to tell your folks anything they don't want to hear when you're living with them. It's a bad idea to tell anybody who you're counting on, who you're living with, anything they don't want to hear. I don't care. There's a blanket statement. If you're in prison, don't tell the warden stuff he doesn't want to hear. If you have a roommate, don't tell the roommate stuff they don't want to hear. It makes your life hell when you're counting on these people to support you. I'm with Drew. Go off to college, go to Mills, or go up north somewhere. And am I right, Drew?
Whatever you say.
Yeah, all right, you know, right. Go to one of these lesbian colleges up north, and lose yourself in the environment, and then go back and tell them a couple of years, like your junior year or something.
Okay.
And don't tell them while you're living with them, because they're going to spin out, and then they're liable to do something stupid, like kick you out or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the instinct is for you to want to share with them who you are, but yeah, if they're not ready to accept that, it doesn't help to force it upon them.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, Kelly.
Okay, thanks.
Good
All
luck.
right, thank you. She wasn't too militant about her lesbianism at all.
No, she was okay.
I like that. A docile lesbian. We need more of them.
I'm sure there are plenty.
Oh, there are?
They come in all shapes and sizes, Adam. You may be amazed.
I saw the North American spotted lesbian on the way in. So you're right.
You didn't shoot it?
Oh, no. Okay. There's a huge fine for that. Please, it's the wrong season. David, 14.
No, we got to go to break.
Oh, we do? Oh, yeah, it's the clock. Hey, David.
Yes. Hey, Adam. Hey, Drew.
Say something really, titillating that we can go into the break with.
Titillating that you can go into the break with. Well, when Michael Jordan hit that shot the other day at the last second, the hands were working busily between the legs.
All right. That's what I like. A guy who masturbates to bald black men who are sweating profusely.
I don't think they're aware of how much they suck.
Hey, how you doing? This is Darren from Goldfinger, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla. Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla. Adam Carolla.
Adam Toyota Corolla.
Adam Carolla.
And Mountain Dew. I mean, Dr. Drew. Oh, no, that's all I could come up with in short notice.
That was cool.
Engineer Mike, working overtime. And,
I like the Adam Carell best.
Yes. It's funny how Darren is sort of he's the big whipping boy of Goldfinger. The other guys just beat up on him. He is like the Curly of the Three Stooges. I miss those guys. We got to get Goldfinger in here soon, Ann, yeah? Oh, okay.
If what?
All right, please. Let's. You know, it was funny though when I was out with
Bosstones.
The Bosstones.
Yeah, somebody had to be in the Bosstones.
Yeah, it's the only one. That's the only band that likes me. Although they were saying, I don't know how, but Goldfinger and the Verve Pipe came up, and they were like, I don't like those guys. And I was like, oh, no, you guys all got to be friends. Don't worry, I sold them. They're milling right now. Yeah, who is that? Oh, that's Steve Jones? Yeah, give me one more. Can you give me one
I
more?
want to hear the drop where Adam makes peace.
He was just wasted.
Hey, everybody just have a good time.
Remember Steve Jones peeing in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
He just whipped it out in the parking lot and starts peeing.
Adam Carolla.
All right, Drew, can we hear the one where I make peace later on? We don't have to hear it this second. All right, Engineer Mike, but...
Let's hear Adam's name some more.
That's what
Adam wants to hear, believe me.
This is Adam Carolla for Loveline, and that's the doc. All right, let's get back to the phones. Yeah, we'll hear the sneaker pimps thing where I tell everyone to enjoy.
Have a good time.
I sounded like Truman Capote on a Quaalude. David, 14.
Hello, Adam and Drew.
Hey.
David.
Hey, I've got a question for you guys, and I'll put it to you this way. Let's just say, and God forbid this happen, I'm pained even thinking about it, but let's just say that I'm masturbating with the right hand and holding a Sports Illustrated with the left hand, and
Doesn't that voice sound familiar to you?
No.
All right.
Drew, how come every bogus call sounds familiar to you?
Yeah, they all have the same quality to them, don't they?
Dave? Oh, see, I wanted I was... See, listen, even when you bogus callers, don't hang up. I want to come back and talk to you. I just want to discuss your bogosity. Eric, 19.
Yes, Adam.
Hey.
You're great. And so is Drew.
Thank you.
This question is for both of you guys. I was wondering if you were beat as a kid and through teenage years, I was wondering if that would cause you to have social problems or to have relationship problems with other people.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll go way out on the Loveline limb and say yes.
Categorically, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And please,
so
when
what
you
are
have
the symptoms?
Bruised ass?
No, what would you expect?
I see. How would it manifest itself?
Difficulty with authority figures.
Oh.
Tending to gravitate towards chaotic relationships. Maybe even abuse. Chaotic relationships.
Chaotic relationships?
Yeah, maybe even abusive relationships.
Well, wouldn't you say when a guy has been physically abused throughout his childhood that he becomes physically abusive?
That's a high probability of that, sure.
Oh, why are you going last with that one, Drew? I think that's the overriding one here. What'd you say?
I don't want to be stereotypical. I mean, Eric has some agenda
Stop
here.
Stop wowing us with your intricacies, Drew. Let's play the numbers here.
All right, there's that possibility. It's a horrible cough.
Yeah, you're really hacking away. You should have heard Drew during the break. Just coughing. I couldn't even hear myself yammering at him.
And a tea, please.
Okay.
What is it going on with you, Eric?
Say what?
What's going on with you?
Me, I have problems getting into relationships with women. I do have authority problems. I'm in the military, and I have problems with authority figures. I constantly judge them and what they say. I do what they say because I have consequences if I don't. But
it pisses you off, I'm sure.
yeah, it pisses me off.
And that's all. Those are all your projections. They're just authority figures. They're just doing their job.
Yeah.
But you've been so abused by people in authority, people in control of your life, that naturally you react very violently to that. And when you try to have relationships, it's going to be hard for you to trust people. You're going to be very volatile. You're going to get angry at things. You could become an abuser.
Yeah, become an abuser, though? I have to watch for that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Hey, it's like if your folks were alcoholics, you got to watch out for being an alcoholic.
Well, my family has a history of...
What, Drew?
That's not a behavioral thing, though. It's a
my family also has a history of drug abuse and alcoholism.
Hold on a second, Eric. Let me yell at Drew. I understand that, Drew, but you understand the point I'm trying to make. There's a predisposition here.
Right. Whether it's by environment or biology.
Right.
Okay.
I'm likening it to having alcoholic parents and upping the chances.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's up with that, Drew?
It's great radio.
It really is. You usually like to punch the mic while you're coughing. All right, so Eric has a gun and he's PO'd. And here's what Eric has to do. Listen, a lot of us had crappy upbringings and tough environments. Here is your job in life if you've had atrocities committed to you. Try not to make it be the thrust of your entire life. Don't go out and commit atrocities to others. Don't commit them to yourselves. And see if you can overcome and better yourself a little bit.
And don't deny the consequences these things have had upon you. I mean, the typical thing we hear about with the survivors of this sort of thing, the Erics of the world, are that they then go have kids and they beat their kids. Because after all, I'm fine, and look what it did for me. Right. I'm great. I'm fine.
I had an interesting analogy because we've talked about this before, not in great detail. A lot of people here are, second, third generation. Their folks are most likely their grandparents or great-grandparents came here from another country to do better than their other grandparents or than their folks.
Right.
And, Drew, we've talked about this. We're getting to the point where you're not really doing better financially than your folks because a lot of people have been established in the United States for 3 or 4 generations now.
Right.
And a lot of my friends whose folks were lawyers are over at my house sanding.
Right.
But here is the challenge, and here's something that's interesting. You can try to do better than your folks emotionally.
Right.
Your parents were all screwed up. They were so busy chasing a buck, coming over here and all that. You have a chance to improve. And stop looking at your wallet all the time in terms of doing better than.
Interesting you would say, I had this commencement thing I've got coming up. That was one of my big points.
Really?
I really think that young people today have an opportunity to confront emotional realities, and let that come to the stage as a creative, vital force that can really better people and create real meaning in life above and beyond all this other crap.
We are simpatico, man.
Indeed.
You want me to lay down?
High five. Yeah, see, I didn't think I could engage in any kind of
no,
interaction.
You don't know where my hand's been. John, 18.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I had a couple of questions. The first one is a couple of months ago, I heard you guys say you wanted to sponsor a vasectomy.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do.
Yeah, you still want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Not for an 18-year-old.
Really? Why?
Oh, come on.
Too young, Drew?
Oh, yeah.
You want to find like a 16-year-old?
Well, no, I already have one kid. I don't want any more.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
18 is so young.
Yeah, but he's stop him before he screws again is what he's saying.
Please.
Oh, I see. This is the Adam Carolla social force at work. All right.
Yeah. I think
this is not the Loveline idea. This is the Adam Carolla view of the world. Or Carell.
As heard on Loveline.
Or
Thank
Adam
you,
Carell
Drew.
view of the world is my pick.
Well, it is fast becoming the Loveline view as well. Here's what we do. Engineer Mike, what's a vasectomy? What'd that set you back?
$400.
About $500.
Yeah.
500?
Yeah.
And that's with the shave and the slap in the ass and everything?
I did the shave myself.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Were they shaved before you went in? Be honest.
I just wanted to make sure I had a blade that was clean.
All right, so did they tell you to go home and shave your nads?
They recommend you remove hair around a certain area.
What? What do you mean clean blade? What are you talking about?
Well, I just,
He doesn't want
I don't want a razor. I know he's going to cut into me, but I don't want a razor going all over the place.
Some gay drunken intern, candy striper, going at his nuts. He's smart.
It also took less time that way.
Yeah.
In the doctor's office. Right.
Did they pass it along? I mean, Lord knows that's got to be at least an $85 item at a hospital, shaving of the nads. Am I right, Drew?
Probably right.
Do you have the breakdown list there?
I don't have it.
All right, but you know, if they want like $60 for an ace bandage, shaving the nads has to be close to $100. Did they give you a discount, Engineer Mike?
I didn't ask. Insurance paid for most of it anyways.
Okay. So we need about $500. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Maybe we should. John, what city do you live in?
San Jose.
They have doctors there?
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do, John. You have a kid, right?
Right.
You don't want any more kids.
Right.
You staying with the same woman, or where's she?
Yeah, we're getting married this summer.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
And what's her feeling on this?
She's excited.
How about the vasectomy?
Oh, yeah, she's cool with that.
How reversible is the vasectomy?
Not perfectly, certainly. Even if you get a reversible type, mostly not reversible.
But let's say between John and Mike, between the two of them, if they put their two sacks together, could they get out one kid?
No, probably not.
Okay. So it's not. I mean, once you're in, you're in.
What did they tell you, Mike, when you had yours done? You had a snip and a tie and a
Snip
burn.
and a
everything.
tie.
Yeah. They did the whole
the
thing.
longer you wait between the time you get it done,
likely, yeah.
the less likely you're going to have a chance of having a kid.
And will they do one to an 18-year-old?
I doubt it.
Mike, didn't they give you a hard time?
Well, see, I wanted one at 18 too, and I couldn't get it. I had to wait 10 years.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
But I didn't have a kid, so he's probably got a better chance. That seems to make a difference.
Couldn't you have borrowed a few kids? Hey, John,
I thought about lying.
Why don't you borrow Drew's kids and go in there?
Whoa.
Well, like smear a little mud on their face and then like rat them up a little like they're orphans and have them scream. Well, they'll already be screaming and naked. All right, so John, you're probably going to have to wait a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if a doctor is going to chance giving one to an 18-year-old.
No, I don't think so.
All right, but if we have any other people that are of age, have had a child or two and want one, I would like to sponsor one. I would like to facilitate sponsoring one by getting donations.
See, Drew still thinks I'm going to want kids someday.
Oh, yes.
No.
This is what bothered me. This 18-year-old kid can join the Army. He can drive a car. He can be as responsible in life as he wants. He can get into a contract, but he can't snip his own.
Oh, he can get it. It's not like it's against the law. It's just I think it is somewhat irresponsible for a physician to do that. I mean, the doctor's got to listen. The number one priority a physician has to keep in mind is do no harm, and to the extent that there's a real potential here to harm this person and do something that might not be in his best interest.
Yeah, but this is a weird societal moray thing,
Yeah,
and
it is.
this is
That's
why
right. It's an ethical issue. Right?
This is why we're in such trouble as a society, because this is like what we talk about. You need a license to get a car. You need a license to go fishing. You're considered. We live in a country that says, listen, if you want a gun, you damn well should be able to go get a gun, as much ammo as you can carry. But we're not going to give you a vasectomy. Well, what's up with that? This is land of the free.
Priorities are
in pursuit of happiness. Don't get out the patriotic tape there. We got to go to break. All right, Drew, sell the hell of the next one, please.
Here is JB, who's been calling. I think he's been on hold a couple of nights now. They got back to him. Since quitting drugs and alcohol, sex drive has decreased.
All right.
I don't go in.
Song live, Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Sam Carolla, Dr. Drew, the board certified one, and we're going to speak to JB19.
Am I on?
You're on.
Well, first let me say your show kicks much ass.
Thank you.
And your website's pretty cool, too.
It's not our website. Is it?
No. Are you kidding?
Which website?
We don't have a
website.
website.
MTV has that website.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but the guy who does it, Ben, says hi.
Is that guy from Tucson?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Is he a young guy?
I've never met him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hi.
Well, hello. Suppose you want to know my problem.
Yes.
Okay, for the past 3 years or so, I've done a good amount of drugs, including pot pretty much daily and also alcohol pretty much daily. And I've heard you mention on the show that those kind of activities can really hurt your sex drive.
Yeah.
Now,
although at 19, the penis will overcome.
That's true. That's probably true.
The penis can climb any mountain, no matter how great.
Right. It's long periods of exposure, really, I'm primarily talking about. Or
Can span any chasm.
Or when you're under the influence, it can make things not work
The
right.
penis can swim even the mightiest ocean, JB, at 19. But you'll find the penis will swim just out past the buoy and drown about 35, if you keep that up.
He's inspired.
I'm looking forward to it. Well, I never had a problem with that, but then this January, I quit everything. And since then, I've had kind of a slow and steady decline.
In what?
As far as sex drive, it's like I don't have a problem with the equipment. The equipment's all functioning well, but it's just like the interest level, I guess.
Have you been getting depressed?
No, not really. I was kind of depressed while I was doing all that stuff, but all that's pretty much cleared up. It's just the sex drive. I'm not half as interested in it as it used to be.
Were you compulsed before? I mean, were you overly interested in it?
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but yeah, I guess I kind of, anytime.
So maybe it's just returning more towards normal, that you, for whatever reason, are not needing all these defensive...
But, I mean, I don't know. I think, teenage boy, I always thought that was kind of normal.
Yeah, there's normal and there's excessive. What were you doing before?
What, as far as sex or drugs?
Yeah. Well, as far as your sexual acting out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I had a few partners, and I had sex quite a bit, I guess.
All right, so here's what Drew's getting at. Maybe, let's say you normally are a 6 or 7. You may have been running at a 9 for a long time, and now you've gotten down to a 6, and that feels weird and different, but that may be where you should have been the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, listen, either way, you can't go back on the drugs and the booze and whatever. So I'm guessing we've had this call a lot. Whenever there's a change, the sex is the first thing that's thrown off.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that he has some problems dealing with being sexually active, and the alcohol helped him mask that, and he was able to function sexually better then. And now that he's off it, he doesn't have that same coping strategy available to him, and maybe things are falling
That's a good
out.
angle.
But I don't know. I mean, if you don't replace drugs and alcohol with something, with some kind of treatment, with recovery, with something.
Gambling.
Well, that's what people do. They switch to something else typically. That's why sex drive typically will go up oftentimes when people stop, because they start using that as a way of defending against actually having feelings that can be so overwhelming. But if you don't replace the drugs and alcohol with something, there's going to be a reaction. There's going to be a reaction of some time. And usually it will get you back to drugs and alcohol or some kind of addictive behaviors.
All right. Sandra, 23.
Hi.
Hey.
First of all, I had a comment. Earlier you guys had someone on that was having problems. She was thinking about committing suicide and stuff. She was like 16.
Yeah, she wasn't thinking about committing suicide, but she was depressed.
Okay. I just want to say that a few years ago I was in the same place, and now I'm 23 and I'm about to graduate from college. And so I just want to let people know out there who are like that.
How does it look looking back?
Yeah, it's possible to overcome.
But how does it look? How do you view those experiences you had looking back at them?
It was really hard at the time. I mean, I tried to commit suicide. I just thought that there was absolutely no hope to do anything. Life was over. There was nothing left.
How'd you get out of it?
I lived with my relatives, and they sent me back to Utah to live with my mom. And it kind of forced me, I guess, to grow up. I was so dependent on them that coming back to a place, my mom has a lot of other children, and coming back here kind of made me rely on myself.
So you're here to say that that was then and this is now. You're 23.
Yeah.
And you don't have a job.
I have a job, yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, you're graduating college, too.
Yeah.
All right. Where do you work?
IRS.
Really? There's no poster of me in there. Oh, let me tell you about this goddamn IRS for just a second. You know what this IRS did to me? Oh, this is what I love about the government. Here's what the government does. The government says, it's okay for us to screw you, but if we F up, there's no course that you can take.
Right.
Just be thankful
I think you can
that we
sue
corrected
them.
ourselves.
I think you can sue them, but it costs
I swear to God, I'm going to sue the IRS. You know what the IRS did to me? I owed the IRS like $3,000 years ago. and I had worked out a payment plan with the IRS. And by the way, everyone who's paying off the IRS, realize that if you owe them like $3,500 and you're paying them $75 a month, you will pay them $75 a month for the rest of your natural life, and that your kids will then continue the payments after you're long gone. I paid this thing for like 4 years, and I kept getting the thing back. You still owe $3,400. I was like, I think I was just paying the interest off. I swear to God. But anyway, I worked out a payment plan with them. $75 a month. Been paying it for a couple of years. Wrote a script for Animaniacs. And Warner Brothers owed me $2,000. And I called the secretary at Warner Brothers. This is 1991 or 92. And I said, hey, where's my check? And she said, IRS called us. Put a lien on it. You're not getting your check. They say you owe them money, and they put a lien on the check. I said, oh. Gee, I thought if you worked out a payment plan, they didn't put liens on things. Well, you better call them, because we're not freeing up the check until they call us. So I called the IRS, and I said, hey, it's your good buddy Adam. Remember we had that payment plan? Everything was going fine. How about freeing up the check? And they said, oh, yeah, you did have a payment plan. We shouldn't have put that lien on there. And I said, you shouldn't have. Well, we'll take that right off. Sorry. You had the payment plan going. They called Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers sent me over the check. Every time I apply for a credit card or gas card or get a credit check, they always come back. Well, Mr. Carolla, you have a lien here from the IRS, which really doesn't look good on they pictured some sort of whitewater thing gone bad. Oh, please. I swear to God, I'll throw one of these crappy chairs through there. Okay. And then water will come burst. So now I forever have this IRS lien on my record, which was nothing but a big F-up by the IRS. Now, how much is it going to cost me, and how many hours is it going to take me to get that thing removed? And I want retribution. That's my point. I want to sue them just like they screw you when you screw up. Penalties, interest, and the like.
Why don't you just pay it off?
It's already paid off.
It's paid off.
And they still don't.
The fact is there is a record of the IRS putting a lien on me.
Yeah, that record is out there.
Can't you write to them like TRW to get something removed?
I could, but I'm a man of principle. And I like
somebody else to
I like
do
my
it.
napping.
Right.
Please.
Can we let Sandra ask her question?
Oh, okay. Sandra, 23.
Yes.
So,
First of all, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hey, can you do anything about that?
No, I can't.
Oh.
See what I'm talking about? All right. All right.
Okay. Here's my question. Is that in the past I've been involved with several different men.
Mm-hmm.
Had sex with probably 8 or 9 different men.
You know exactly how many. How many? Women always know.
Sometimes I was blacked out and stuff, so I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll call it 9.5.
Something like that.
All right.
So now I'm dating a guy. We've been dating for a year. We've been sexually active for 8 months. And I haven't told him about any of my past partners yet. He was a virgin. I'm the first and only girl he's ever had sex with. And now that I've let it go so long without telling him, I don't know if I should tell him.
Has he been asking you?
No.
How old is he?
He's 21.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Listen. No.
Adam has a saying about this.
More mystery, less history. That is my relationship advice for all. First off, he hasn't been asking, which means he doesn't want to know, which means he's smart.
And he'll probably have a bad reaction when he does, if he were to find out. He's protecting himself.
Guys can't stand it when their girlfriends have had more partners than them, especially, and when you're a virgin, you don't need abacus to do the math. If they've been anywhere, they've been with twice as many people as you've been with. And you don't even count the person you're with.
Right.
So it's like he's been with nobody. All right, because you're not counting him when you're giving him the number.
Right.
All right. Don't give him the number.
Okay.
Just you can tell him you've been sexually active before, but that's none of his business. It's your life, your history.
Yes, and first off, at age 23, being with 8 or 9 guys does not a trollop make.
Actually, the culture that I'm in right now, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, I live in Utah.
Serious?
Yeah, he's...
Every girl I've been with, I mean, I would consider it a gift if they were with, put a 1 in front of that 8 or 9, and I would consider myself a lucky man.
But, here...
Put an 8 there, and it'd be your average girlfriend.
Hey, thank you, Drew.
Here are women who are 23 are married, they have 3 kids, and they've had sex with one guy in their entire life.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe, though. They've had a fling or two before they got married to that guy, and who cares? They're all fat and miserable. So listen. Don't tell him. If he really wants to know, tell him yes. You've had sex, but don't give him names. Don't give him places. Don't give him things for his evil little mind to seize onto and dissect. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So.
Oh, really? Thank you.
I began to float.
It is the Love Line, or as many of the guests on the show like to refer to it as, the Love Lines.
Yeah.
And Lisa. I knew Lisa. Remember Lisa called it Love Lines?
Yes.
We knew it, didn't we?
Yes.
All right, then we'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
All right, come on, everyone. Have a good time. All right, that's me. All right, so those of you who want to know what I sound like when I'm not on the air, that's it.
Truman Capote.
Truman Capote on a Quaalude and a fifth of rye. All right, everyone.
Oh, it sounds like somebody, Italian waiter, put down your pasta.
Abundanza. Enjoy. All right. That is when the sneaker pimps got in a big argument during the break, and Engineer Mike had the mics potted up, and we just got that little snippet. I didn't know the mics were on, obviously, or would have spoken into mine, but I was trying to break up the fight. I was in a very uncomfortable situation. They were really fighting, and I was just sitting here like a big idiot.
It sounds like him.
Well, at least it wasn't like you. It just got up and skedaddled. Richard.
Hello.
Hey, you're 31. You're on Loveline.
Yeah, actually, I've got a question. Before I ask, I didn't really call for a lecture or anything. I've been shooting heroin now on and off for about 10 years, and I've kind of I've gone through the programs and stuff. I just had a question regarding the dangers of shooting drugs into your neck for lack of access to other veins.
Yeah. I have had patients that have shot needles into everything you can imagine, including the dorsal vein to the penis.
Really?
Yeah. And if the neck is a
dorsal vein, that's really that's that big top one.
That's the last one. Yeah.
Dorsal means top, right?
Yeah. But by the top, I think at the top of the list, like the last one they use, and indeed they do. The neck is what people go to first before the penis. Have you done your femoral veins too?
Femoral legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the leg veins?
They're right here. Yeah, where the sort of leg joins the body. So the last thing left is the neck. Have you shot at all in the region of the clavicle?
The clavicle.
The bone that sits up at the top of your chest?
Like your
the collarbone. Collarbone.
The collarbone?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not like my veins are totally shot. It's just sometimes when I'm in a hurry, because I ain't feeling so hot or whatever, I know that I can just go there real quick, and I really don't like to do it, but sometimes...
Well, all right, the risks of doing up in that area, one is you can puncture a lung, get a pneumothorax.
Well, not way up there, can you?
Your lungs come
I
up,
have a
up
quick
into here.
question.
Yeah.
Do the veins wear out? What happens?
Yeah, they clot.
scar
They get
tissue?
scar and they clot off, and so...
How many times do you have to puncture a vein before it actually scars?
It depends
the whole
on
vein?
really the sort of the technique they're using.
You know what I've noticed, too? Like, cocaine will blow a vein out a lot quicker than heroin will.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Cocaine is much more caustic.
And also I had another question. At my at the needle exchange, I got this pamphlet where they were saying that you can like cleanse the heroin with acetone. Have you heard about that?
The heroin.
Yeah. Because the heroin's really bad, right? And it's got a lot of impurities, and you crush it up and put acetone on it, and then the acetone evaporates.
Pulls out the other stuff. I don't know about that. My expertise is not in that area of this, so I can't comment on that. Okay. But I can say about people and where they shoot, because I deal with that an awful lot. And So it's really remarkable that we don't see more complications of people shooting into the neck, but you can get puncture the lung, get an pneumothorax. You can puncture other areas of other vital issues in the areas of the neck, the most significantly being your carotid artery, and that can be a devastation. You can get infections in the neck, which can be real serious. You're obviously near your head, your brain, and those infections can be serious. You can puncture esophagus. You can hit the trachea. You get your thyroid. I mean, there are all the other structures in the neck that you can hit that can be disrupted or cause more infection if they are disturbed. So it's pretty serious stuff. I mean, the stuff I really worry about is more the vascular structures and nerve structures in there that you could hit.
And what about your penis, Richard?
No, man, I'm not. I'll probably quit before that.
Really? Well, you may be getting close.
Have you heard about this new cure they got, Drew? The overnight thing.
Yeah.
They advertise it in the paper.
Yeah, I know about it. I know
expensive.
it's expensive. I know a lot about it. I'm probably.
How much is it?
Is it like a blood? It's like
No.
oil change for your blood.
Yeah, well, no. It's they put in a medicine that blocks the brain's receptors for opiates, and it induces a very intense, severe withdrawal. It sort of stuns the receptors while you're under complete surgical anesthesia. And so you don't actually experience the withdrawal. To me, it is a viable option for methadone addicts, because the methadone withdrawal is so intractable, so long, and so intense, and so miserable that most methadone addicts don't make it off methadone. So it's a reasonable thing for them. For heroin
Methadone is what you take when you're trying to get off
it's
heroin.
a long-acting heroin, basically. It's a pill form of heroin, long-acting.
I thought it was a liquid.
Or liquid. There are different ways you can powder. And the heroin withdrawal is about 3 to 5 miserable days. And but it's not. There's no reason
I've
to
had that.
Look, but there's no reason to go through the risk of anesthesia and the expense of that. Just go through the withdrawal, because the problem with heroin is not the withdrawal. Anybody can get through heroin withdrawal. The problem is, as Richard has found out, is staying off. He said he's been through several programs and whatnot. If you don't get very seriously involved in some kind of treatment, you will die of heroin addiction. Getting off the drug, as most opiate addicts think, it's just if I just get off this stuff, I'll be fine. Totally unrealistic.
All right, Jack, 25.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, all of us from Minnesota aren't that bad, okay?
What do you mean? I love the
I heard
Minnesotites.
you ripping on them tonight.
What?
Oh, was I talking about some udder bomb or something?
That could have been.
Yeah. You know, my old girlfriend's from Minnesota.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I think
All
she...
right, well, here, I got a pretty
Yeah, I don't want to say
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was in this relationship with a good friend of mine.
I like Minnesota.
Like, best friend.
Yeah, we like Minnesota a lot, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, well, it's a good state.
Yeah, listen. I went out there last year. I had a great time. They worked me like a pack mule, but other than that, I had a good time. And you know, it's great because the place freezes up for 6 months out of the year. You get a 12-pack. You go down to the lake. You sit on a block of ice and you fish.
Yeah, that's why I moved away.
Oh.
Okay, here's the story. I best friend of mine, and we get in a relationship, and to my knowledge, I'm falling in love with this woman, and she's falling in love with me, and everything's perfect and romantic and everything, and we end up getting engaged, and the engagement lasts about 3 weeks, and I get a phone call, and she tells me, well, I went out last night and I had a little bit too much to drink, and I kissed another guy. And it doesn't sit too well with me, and things kind of deteriorate from there, and we end up getting a little bit separated. And it leads to about Christmas time, and part of her life was she's taking a trip to Europe come summer, and she's telling me that she doesn't really want to be in a relationship with anybody all of a sudden. She wants to be on her own.
You guys are not engaged anymore. At that
Not anymore.
And listen, if she fessed up about the kissing part,
I don't know. Who knows what she was up to there?
I don't know.
She may have been just sort of testing to see how flexible he was.
she was either trying to elicit a response
or get out.
By her admission, she has cheated on all her relationships in the past.
What's her deal? What's her story?
I wish I knew.
About her upbringing like.
Let me.
You get engaged, you don't know? All right.
The thing is she was somebody really special to me. She was a really good friend, and I ended up giving her some things that were sentimental to me, some special gifts that I thought meant something to both of us.
Your prize auger bit?
What's that?
Your prize auger bit?
Well, no.
It's a little ice fishing humor there, Drew.
Over Christmas, I ended up giving her a pair of diamond earrings.
Mm.
And later on, I ended up giving her a hockey jersey. You know, I'm from Minnesota. That was something sentimental to me.
Right.
And, you know, the whole time she was telling me that she didn't want to be in a relationship with me, but not anybody. And I come to find out today that the past couple of months she's had a boyfriend.
All right. So,
And
listen, Jack, well, what do you want to know? She's a hoe.
am thinking
Get out of
that
there.
I gave her some of these things.
Oh, you want them back?
Yeah, I'm thinking, am I in the right in wanting them back?
Yeah. And I think you can get the hockey jersey back.
That's something that's really important to me.
Unless she gave it to the boyfriend.
I hope not.
You never know.
I don't know.
I'm guessing you can get a hockey jersey back. If I gave your wife a hockey jersey, you think I can get it back, Drew?
Yeah.
I think I get it back in my ass. If I gave any girlfriend a hockey jersey,
I'd say it happened right away. You get there.
I'd be passing the hockey jersey. But
I'm telling you.
all right, but the earrings,
I think
you
it's
may
her
not get
choice.
back.
Yeah, I think it's her choice with the earrings. If I remember, we had this call about a year ago, and an attorney actually called us. There's some rulings on this stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I think though it's her choice on that. If I remember.
Anytime you give anyone anything, it's sort of their choice.
Yeah.
If they're decent, they'll give it back, and if they're not decent, they won't. And in which case, it was the best $500 you ever spent because it saved you from a bad relationship.
Yeah. What's her deal? Why was she so dysfunctional?
You know, I really wish I knew.
She was your best friend. What did you know about her upbringing?
It wasn't the greatest.
What happened?
She was, you know, her parents got divorced when she was young. Her mom was pregnant when she was 15, and
her mom.
She was pregnant when she was young. She had an abortion.
How old was she when she had the abortion?
I think 15, 16. No, she was older, 17, 18.
All right.
Yep, that's the Minnesotan life.
The mom was pregnant when your ex-fiancé was 15, or the mom was pregnant with your ex-fiancé when she was 15?
Yeah,
So
last part there.
The mom had her when she was 16.
16, I think. Yeah.
All right, so that's a mess. That's a mess. That's what we're always talking about here. We're going to have messed up kids because teenagers are not capable parents. I'm sorry. I know that many of them might try. But you simply don't have the capacity.
Teenagers aren't capable of anything. Please.
Now, come on.
Oh, come on. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a teenager a teenager. Listen, when I was 15, 16, I was worthless.
Yes. That doesn't mean all teenagers are worthless.
Yes, it does. I speak for all teenagers when I say you're all worthless. That's all right. You're on the way to being worthwhile.
Being worthless seems to be a very important part of that evolution. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because you think very highly of yourself now.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, listen, you weren't doing anything at 16, 17
look at
either.
the pictures.
I've seen Drew's pictures. Oh, God, we got to see these pictures. Hair, who's your hair like? Andy Warhol. Yeah, Kurt Cobain on a real bad hair day. It's sort of Andy Cobain is what Drew looked like. And then it was Husky Tom Petty was the other one. What was
all inside of 2 years?
Oh, really? Oh, that's quite a metamorphosis. Jeez, your parents must have really rode you, Drew. You looked worked. Drew at age 17 he looked like a 45-year-old attorney with a heroin problem, or like I'd say, let's be fair, a coke problem. You just look like you've been rode hard and put away wet at 17.
Yep. And your point?
Not me. I had no stress, no mileage. I was a ceramics major.
We are well aware.
Patrick.
Yes.
You're 21. You're on Loveline.
Yeah, I heard that guy a little while ago about sponsored vasectomy.
Yeah, I'm interested in sponsoring a young vasectomy candidate.
Mm-hmm. Well,
male or female?
Huh?
Yes?
Oh, I've got a 2-year-old, so...
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Yeah. Would you like me to do him, too?
No.
Okay.
But,
because I do have group rates.
No, it's just,
You don't want any more kids?
it was an accident with a condom the first time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Don't write that on the
I don't
crib.
treat them any different or anything. I mean, I love them to death, and
Good.
I'm not going to show them that, and I'm never going to say that.
Good.
But,
Okay. But you want no more children?
no.
You have a wife?
Divorced.
Uh-huh. Who's taking care of the kid?
She has custody, but I take care of them all the time.
See, here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen to you. You're 21. You're gonna remarry. Or somewhere along the line.
You're going to want to form a family with that person.
No, he's not going to want to, but his wife is going to want to.
Really want to.
Really want to.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something about women. They want their own junk. They don't want the kid from the last relationship and call it that. They want their own kid with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
There's a real instinct for that one.
Oh, huge. Huge. Look.
Care to share? I mean, you seem to have some real personal insight into this.
No, I never went out with anyone with a kid, except for my mom. But then that was me. So it was really a wild circle there. But no, I've heard this a million times. I have 2 kids from a previous relationship. The guy's in his late 40s. His wife's in his early 40s. The kids are in their teens. She loves the kids. They treat her like it was a mom. Blah blah blah. But she wants.
Right.
She wants one of her own.
Right.
And let's face it, people are, they're animals.
Yep.
They don't want they don't want the offspring from the, who the bull knocked up down the pasture there to come in and take care of them. They will in the pinch, but they want their own. And this is what you're going to run into, Patrick.
Well, I'm not going to, it's not positive that we're not going to get back together, too. We've been spending more time together and getting,
Oh, you and the ex?
Yeah.
That'd be cool for your kid.
What broke you up?
Huh? Oh, we didn't take enough time to get to know each other, and things piled up. And now, instead of just jumping right back into it,
Why don't you work on that as opposed to working on a vasectomy?
Oh, yeah?
Work on that relationship. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I'm looking for one of those guys from the Grandmaster Flash. Which was it? Grandmaster? Which one had like 9 kids?
Oh yeah. What was his name?
That was Mel.
Yeah, Melly Mel.
Was that Melly Mel? No, I think it was Melly Mel. They had George Clinton, too. All right. Now, you don't have to be black. But I'm just saying, Melly Mel, or George Clinton had, what did George Clinton have? Like 7, 8? George Clinton had like...
He didn't remember how many wives he had.
Yeah, I was like, hey, George, this is the Godfather Funk, by the way. We just got back from the Black Image Awards. I don't know if any of you have ever seen George Clinton in person, but him from any image, the Rastafarian Image Awards would toss him out the back door. Black Image Awards. Look, the guy's got 6 wives, 9 kids, and squirrels in his hair. What kind of black image is this? Really? But just go pull go get the black guy that beat the crap out of Reginald Denny and put him up there. You're still doing better. All right, Ann, don't give me that face. Listen, George Clinton's a great guy. We had a fun time with him, but it's just funny that he's giving an image award for anything. The guy is a great innovative musician and all that, but I don't know what that has to do with image. But here's the point. I want to give away a vasectomy to someone who has like 9 or 10 kids already and is really screwing up.
Yeah, that's the point. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Although Melly Mel and Clinton don't necessarily aren't necessarily candidates because they pay for all their kids. Even though they're not going to pay for the crimes these guys commit by being brought up with no parents.
Right.
Which is an interesting angle. But I'm still looking for real irresponsible dads here. And then here's what we'll do. We'll have a little telethon.
To raise the money?
Yeah, I'm not going to pay $500, but the point is all the callers that come in will pledge, make a pledge. There's a couple of bucks. We'll get a little tote board going, and we'll get the guy a vasectomy. All right, I will start the pot with $50, and Engineer Mike is down for 20. Drew, I would put you down for 20, and the 3 girls come up with a 10, and we'd make it $100 right off the top. All right, Sterling, 13.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, I had a question for you. I'm like seeing this girl. Oh, I'm not seeing her, but me and her have been like friends for 8 years now. But I asked her a couple years ago, but she had like just broke up with somebody. And I was kind of curious on how would I go about making the first move again.
I was just picturing George Clinton's hair.
I was listening. I couldn't understand him.
Oh, you couldn't? Okay.
Say this again?
Yeah, I was seeing this girl. Well, I'm not seeing her, but I've been good friends with her for
This is
8
right.
years.
This is where I got 8 years, and you're 13 now.
Yeah.
Since you were 5, you've known this girl. Okay.
Yeah. And I asked her how to go out a couple years ago, and she had like just broke up with somebody.
At 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found, pardon me for butting in here, Sterling, but I've found women, usually between the age of, 11 and a half and into their late 12s, 12 and 8 months, 12 and 9 months. That is a reflective stage for many a woman. They need a little space. They need to chill out. They need to find themselves. Do you find that to be true, Sterling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
well, you know women, too, then.
Yeah.
But Sterling's been squarely in Friendville since she was 5.
All right, but she was just getting over a tough relationship. I know how it goes. Probably long distance. And he was probably out on the East Coast or something.
Had to fly back.
At 11, yeah. And so she just broke up, so she didn't want to get back together with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened then?
Well, sort of. And she's like 2 years older than me right now and stuff. So I was kind of curious on how would I go about making the first move now.
Mm-hmm. So 2 years ago, you were 11, she was 13.
Yeah.
And you asked her out, point blank.
Right.
How about a date, Toots? And
you were able to do that then, you can do that now. And if she is interested, she will go out with you.
So I should just like...
Same thing you did before.
Okay.
Remember the cojones you used at age 11?
Uh-huh.
They should be even bigger and hairier now than they were 2 years ago. Is that true?
Uh-huh.
All right. Then they'll have even more power.
All right.
All right, Sterling.
Uh-huh.
Go forth and don't procreate.
All right, thanks.
All right. Godspeed, young Sterling.
Why don't you try rapping it?
Hey, it's a Bird 5, yes. Nice guys, and I'm glad they're having so much success, the Pipians over there. Got a hug from the quiet one. What is it, Brad?
Kevin? What's that?
Oh, shush.
What's his name? Brian?
No, Brian.
Brian.
No, that's the big one. Then his brother, Brad.
Right.
Because they're real quiet guys. It's kind of weird. I guess they're coming out of their shell.
Verpipe.
Yeah, the Verpipe. Right. Yeah. I'm glad they're having success. They're real nice guys. Didn't you like them?
Yeah, they're very nice guys.
Jasmine, 26.
Hi.
Hey.
I didn't even think I was going to get on. To the guy, the heroin guy, like any question he could possibly have is like, duh, why are you doing it? But anyways.
Yeah, I know, but he knows. The guy's 31. He's been shipping for a long time.
He didn't want to hear it.
Everyone knows. I mean, it's like not even worth starting. It's like if I was 13 and someone said start smoking and there was all these like don't smoke warnings, I wouldn't have started. But whatever, that's not important. I've been with someone for, I guess, 7, 8 years now. A long time we've been together.
Someone.
Yeah, and totally faithful, just him and I. And we just had a kid. No, we didn't have a kid. She's 2 now. And before, sex was like every morning before I went to work. It was a big, like, a deal. And now it's like once a week, and I have to do all the work.
Yeah, how old is he?
2 years older than me.
28. Has it set in?
Yeah, it's starting.
What's going to happen to him in 10 years?
What's starting?
He will come back. He will have a resurrection.
A renaissance.
A renaissance sexually, but it's going to be with another chick.
What?
That's the bad news.
What?
Don't worry. His penis will live to hump again. It's just going to be with his secretary.
Do you talk to him about this?
Yeah.
And what does he say?
Oh, hold on. Anne's got a puss on.
That's horrible to say that to her.
Don't listen to him. He's
a little baby and everything. That's
yeah,
horrible.
He's not going to... Don't pay no attention to that. What does he say about this when you ask him?
He says he's tired. He says...
Is that realistic? Is he really that tired?
Well, he's not home from work yet.
No. I mean, is the work schedule changed that dramatically?
No, I think she's trying to illustrate something there.
Ah.
You're saying he's still at work. He works a lot of hours.
Yeah, he works the regular 8 hours, but the shift makes him, like, awkwardly tired.
All right, when you made the comment he wasn't home from work yet, what were you saying?
He's still not off. I mean, he doesn't, like, not come home or, you know. I mean, I totally trust him. So you guys are scaring me more than I was scared
Wait,
beforehand.
hold on a second. She said he's still not home from work yet.
And then she started getting into questions about what he's doing. Defenses
No, what
about...
she's saying is he works a normal 8-hour
All right,
day,
what
but
is-
they're irregular hours. They're at, like,
Yeah,
later.
no, I got what she's saying, but she's saying it in very strange ways.
But what is she, here's what I want to know.
What is the point?
What is the point to her saying he's not home yet?
Right.
All right. Jasmine, what is the point to your saying he's not home yet?
Home really late. By the time he gets home, me and the baby are in bed. We're, you know,
Right.
asleep. I
And in the morning, and this was not the case before the baby. You guys had similar schedules.
Yeah.
So the schedule really is the issue here, huh?
Sometimes, I mean, for other arguments, yeah, the schedule is, but
No, I know, but let me tell you something. A man's penis is capable of being motivated 24/7 if the ass is willing to play along. You need the ass to the penis and the ass have to get together, Drew.
yeah, well, I'm exhausted sometimes. I mean, and that should be understandable.
No, but it's not you. It's him. He's the one who doesn't have the sex drive, right?
I guess.
Yes.
In comparison to before, yeah.
And in comparison to what you'd like him to have.
But are you this angry with him?
I'm not angry. No, I'm just like, you know, what's up? I'm kind of bored. I'm going to start doing my own thing pretty soon.
Oh, there's an option. Yeah. I don't know. Here's what's going on.
He just kind of lays there, you know. He wants it to happen,
But
but
what does he say when you ask him what's going on?
he's tired. Sometimes when he's really angry, he says, you know, you put 20 pounds on, and because I had a baby. That's no excuse, but
Well, it is. I mean, that's why you put the weight on, right?
yeah,
All right. But it's been a couple of years, right?
yeah.
All right. Keep.
Have you asked him if he's still attracted to you?
Yeah, and
What does he say?
is. I mean,
What is it? Wait a minute. You never asked him that.
yeah, I do every day almost.
Are you still attracted to me?
Yeah.
And what's he say?
Yeah, he likes my hair, you know, stuff like that. And sometimes, God, one day a month, it's like, whoa, who is this guy, you know? He's, like, all over me, and he's great, and he makes me feel great. But that's, like, only once a month.
Oh, I thought literally you're talking about the gardener or something. I was confused there for a second. He wasn't wearing a big Panama hat, was he?
No.
No, okay.
No, it was him.
All right, it was him. All right, Jasmine, you need to communicate because here's what's going on. Your husband is tuning out because you're a little bit of a handful, just a little bit.
I sound like a handful?
I'm labeling you as a handful. Not more than a handful, but just a handful.
Okay.
And your husband, he's tired, and between you and the kid, it's a little overwhelming for him. And what he does is he goes, don't give me the puss, Ann, please. You know I'm right. He goes on autopilot. He's in there shaving or watching TV, and honey, do you still think I'm honey, he's in the bathroom. You still think I'm Yes, I like your hair. All right, that's all oh, yes, honey. Honey, what time is it, honey? Yes, the hair. It's beautiful.
So you think he's unattracted to me then?
No, I'm just saying you're a little insecure and you're pushing on him, and he's going into a shell. He's withdrawing. He's getting a little overwhelmed. You may be a little too much for him. I mean, you have more energy and a little sprinkling of insecurity, and you're right. You know, here's what happens. And here's what I'm going to say, and then we got to hang up.
She's angry too.
All right.
I'm not angry.
All right, don't snap at Drew, please.
I'm not angry. I
There's-
mean,
all
I
right.
wouldn't be calling if I was angry. I'd be
Look
like,
at the anger as the croutons on the emotional salad.
You may not be
it's
aware,
not the lettuce.
Your
but
first
just a little.
comment to us was very angry and very passive aggressive, which was, I didn't think I was ever going to get on this show. I mean, you opened with that, and
well,
that's
because I kept getting a busy signal.
Jasmine. I'm sorry you're not in touch with your anger, but you need to realize that's where a lot of this is coming from.
You are a little bit angry, Jasmine. Just
I
a
was
little
more
bit.
surprised that I was getting on the show.
All
I
right.
wasn't angry.
All right, let's not get into semantics here.
And why
Drew.
she has such trouble.
Hold on a second.
identifying.
Engineer Mike, shut Drew's mic off, please, for a second, if you would, so I could... No, it's not your fault. It's Drew's fault for trying to help. Now, let me just say this, and then I'm moving on.
Okay.
Here's what goes on. Please hear me. As you know, I speak the truth. You're a little insecure, so you come to him for something that's going to make you feel better. And you don't get quite what you want. You get something. He throws you a bone, but there's not much meat on it. So that in turn makes you feel a little more insecure, and you come back to him for more. Now, he interprets this as being ridden, pestered, or what have you. He then goes into his shell, loses all energy, and wants just to watch TV and tune out, which in turn makes you push even harder because you're trying to get more out of it. Just be secure, if that's possible. Back off a little. Realize he's coming home every night. And give him a little space. And once you give him a little space, he'll start stretching out. He'll get a little more comfortable. And then he'll come to you. Guys, unfortunately, are like cats. You chase the cat around the house. You want to put the collar on it or you want to brush it or whatever. The cat's running all over. You'll never get it. Just put the bowl of kibble out and walk away. Eventually, the cat will come wandering in the room, sniffing around, eat the kibble, and you jump on him. Am I right, Drew? Oh, yeah, keep the mic off. All right, I know I am. Where are we, Drew? Kevin, 37.
Yeah, well, I've been involved with this girl for about 4 years, and we keep having some troubles where she drifts off and starts calling me her old boyfriend's name who died in a fire in the house that I'm in.
That's because chicks are like cats, Kevin. You just put the kibble out. I should really save these and do them in different hours. And then back to back, they
Different
sound
days,
bad.
please.
Oh, okay.
But women are probably more like that than men, but some men are like that.
All right, Kevin, listen. This is, hold on. This is fascinating. Her old boyfriend died in a fire in the house that you're currently in?
Yeah.
All right. This is great radio. Now, hold on. Hold on. We got to go to break, Kevin.
Okay.
We'll get you coming right out of the chute. We'll learn about the how Kevin's girlfriend's vagina is haunted by the ghost of an ex-boyfriend. Rock out. Who is that? You don't know. Ann doesn't know? Who? Oh, that's Smashing Pumpkins? Oh, that's the Batman theme. When is that pile of crap coming out, by the way? That parody of a movie.
Oh, the one that K-Rock is sponsoring?
Yeah. I'm going to look forward to seeing that whenever it does come out, I'm sure. If it's half the film that the other ones were, it's going to be a huge hit. No, but, I mean, here's the thing about... Oh, listen.
I want to go to the premiere. Our kids love those films. Put me on the list.
I've been to those premieres, Drew, and I can tell you one thing. You're not going in the same theater Schwarzenegger's going into.
I know.
You'll be on the same corner, but you'll start walking into Schwarzenegger's theater, and no. You're going over here. There's a 14-inch black and white Zenith and a tent. And we scooped up some popcorn that fell off of Schwarzenegger's seat, and you can have that. All right, I'm just saying it'll be a spectacle. I'm sure it'll make $1 billion, but it's not a movie.
It's an event.
It's an event.
Okay.
And you can always tell because the way they advertise is they have the pictures of all the different villains and heroines and characters in it. And it says Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze.
Right.
Now, they're telling you right there. They don't give a crap whether you buy into it. I mean, Sling Blade didn't do that and wouldn't do that because part of going to a movie is actually buying in to what's going on. You have to believe, you go to Batman and you go, gee, I wonder what Schwarzenegger pulled down for this. And then Schwarzenegger gets up on there and you go, oh, man, he's having sex with, what's her name? Oh, boy, she's hot. And, boy, what a life. He's got that Hummer. That's what these movies are. But it's all right. I'm not here to say it's not worth $7 to go sit there and watch it and try to figure out what Schwarzenegger made.
They're fun. They're like thrill rides.
Right, you throw up when you get off them. All right. Wait, what's Schwarzenegger's wife? Maria Shriver. Yeah. Between her jaw and his jaw, do you know what Maria Shriver looks like?
Oh, yeah.
I think they could both go through the femur bone of a yak with those things. And they have kids, don't they?
Yeah.
Their kid, yeah. She has the most powerful jaw of any mammal, and he only second to Schwarzenegger himself.
Mm.
And they're both, great-looking specimens. But can you imagine the jaw on their kids?
Huge.
The kid's going to be able to, take bumpers off of Chevys with that jaw. I mean, he's really going to have a job where he uses his jaw. All right. Well, that's just, she got the cheekbones way up there, too, but it's the jaw that really gets me. All right, where were we?
Talking to Kevin.
Ah, yes. Kevin.
Yeah.
37.
Uh-huh. And we were talking about this. My girlfriend's got these hauntings of the fire or what happened to this guy, and he beat her before he died, and she keeps thinking that I'm going to do the same thing and telling people I'm beating her, and we've had trouble staying together.
She is telling people you're beating her?
Yeah, she's done it a couple times, and I've never once lifted my hand against her.
All right, let's just backtrack for a second here. Who was this guy? Her boyfriend?
Yeah.
How long had they gone out?
About 4 or 5 years.
And he had beaten her in the relationship.
Yeah, apparently I don't know.
Maybe she was lying about that, too.
I wonder now, because there's a child involved here, and that's why I'm even bothering with her. She left the kid with me and just split.
What?
And then she keeps coming back.
Whose kid? His kid?
No, it's mine, with her.
Well, it's okay when people leave stuff with you that's yours and then split, by the way. That's all right. Like if someone left my car in front of my house and then split, I'd be fine with that, Drew.
Yeah, but being as a child's involved here, I've been trying to maybe try to keep her around and see if Mom would actually stay in the picture. And
all right.
Shenanigans?
Very commendable.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if I'm just beating myself up because it's a lost cause.
All right, but hold on a second, Kevin. Even your plight is mildly interesting. The guy burning is infinitely fascinating.
Well, there was even his finger was found in the lawn next door in the neighbor's house.
What?
One of his fingers in the fire report was found in the neighbor's lawn, and I've always wondered how that would happen.
Was he cooking up meth or something?
He had a pot-bellied stove in here, and he was just repairing cars, and he had some gasoline, and he was doing some acetone on one of the 240Zs.
And it blew up.
Yeah, and I didn't even know her when that happened. I never knew anything about it. Apparently the whole town here knows about it, though.
So he was out in the garage?
Yeah.
And she, okay, so let me get this straight, because I'm really fascinated by this.
She went to get beer?
Yeah.
All right, he beat her,
Uh-huh.
and then sent her on a beer run.
Yeah, I think so.
Now
he almost beat her every night from what she told me.
And this was the winter time?
Yeah, it was around December.
So he had the stove fired up in the garage.
Yeah.
For heat. And then he got that that acetone, which evaporates very quickly, as we learned from the call before, and I've dealt with this stuff. A lot of fumes coming off. Like if you take an acetone can, like I yell at the idiots who work at my house every day for the last 6 months, would you put the goddamn lid back on the acetone? Because it'll all evaporate right out of the top of the can. Of course, none of them ever did.
Yeah. It did explode because I had to clean it up.
You had to clean up the garage?
Yeah, well, after the fight with the lawyers, one of my agreements with her is that I get the equity if I fix the burnt-out house.
Now, the whole house caught on fire because it was attached to the garage?
No, the garage is separate than the house. It's attached to it, but it didn't get into the house.
Wait, was this...
Well, I thought you had to go clean up the house, though.
Well, he kind of destroyed everything he touched. He was one of these guys that took things apart and they didn't work after he did it.
Right.
Was he the boyfriend after you?
No, before me.
Before you.
And and
the neighbor found a finger in their yard.
Yeah, so I don't even know whether violence was involved. Nobody really knows.
You mean whether she did something to him?
Yeah, I kind of wondered now because she's told the police and she's left here drunk and then beat herself up at a store or something and gone over to her parents' house.
So she's an alcoholic. She's an alcoholic.
Yes, I tried to dry her out and it didn't work. And then she wanted to go out and party, and then she cheated on me last year, and I tried to talk to her about the guy she cheated on. I was having nightmares because I went up to her house and found a note from a guy and it said, "Good morning, lover."
Why did you get involved with something like that?
Oh, Kevin.
Why?
Oh.
Well, I'm only trying to be a good father.
Before the child. Why did you get involved with this?
Because my dad walked away from me, and I don't think it's fair that she walks away from him. She walks away from me.
Listen.
Before the child.
Before Mr. Denial.
Before the child, why did you feel compelled to get involved with this craziness?
It just happened. We got along really good in the beginning, but then the lawyers got involved, and
no. It's the lawyers. It's the kid. Kevin, this chick is nuts.
yes, that I.
All right.
She's an alcoholic.
Here's what this whole thing sounds like to me. It sounds like an episode of Cops, one that they couldn't even air. That's on the Cops video, stuff you missed. The one where they bust all the prostitutes and they get to show their boobs on the thing. Those idiots with the stupid Vice Squad. Anyway, Kevin, I don't know what's wrong with you because you sound relatively sane. Now, stop doing this. My dad walked away. The kid. Stop using the kid. This woman is liable to kill the kid. She's liable to kill you.
Well, she was taken away by the police 3 days ago.
Okay, listen, you don't tell us any more about her. I'd rather see Manson out than her roaming the streets. I really would, Kevin.
Well, maybe I just need to hear that from somebody.
Listen, Kevin, listen to me good. I am the voice of reason. It's like the fifth time I've said that tonight. I think I'm trying to convince myself at this point. This broad is nuts, and she's dangerous, and she's not only dangerous to herself, to you, but your child as well. You're not doing your child any favor by being by having this woman in the equation. We're not talking about Doris Day here, for Christ's sake. We're talking about a crazy woman, possibly a homicidal crazy woman. Sever all ties with this woman. She is dangerous. You could go to the first alley and find the first heroin addict with a breast that was passed out, and you'd be automatically doing better. The first guy, you'd be doing better. Get out of this woman's life and get her out of your life.
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing, Kevin, that you need to have this kind of cast in order to make yourself feel better.
And figure out what's up with you because well, you're moving in, but first you got to scrape the old man off the garage wall and, to the neighbors. Little help with that digit? Yeah, bring that by. Thank you much. Oh. Mike.
Yeah.
43.
Yeah. I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I'm in AA, and I'm also suffering from depression, and I'm on Paxil. And I just had a big argument with my sponsor. He's saying that I'm not clean and sober as long as I'm taking the Paxil. He equates it with Valium, and I was wondering, since I'm not really clear exactly what Paxil does.
Paxil is not addictive. It's an antidepressant. It blocks serotonin reuptake and raises the serotonin levels in your brain.
And so it
has no addictive potential. No addictive potential. However, here's the issue. You are used to, as an alcoholic, dealing with emotional experiences by finding something to relieve yourself of them, rather than to cope with them and deal with them.
Yeah, it's like 30 years of abuse with basically 3 drugs,
Right, that's right.
Pot and alcohol.
So to the extent that you're continuing to reinforce that behavior of looking for something outside of yourself to fix how you feel on the inside, you are confounding your prognosis. You may be putting your sobriety at some risk, particularly if you've only been sober within the first 6 months. So people do better if they can be off everything, because the mood disturbances that everybody has when they're an addict get better about 80% of the time just with the treatment of the addiction alone.
Here's what I love about the AA mentality, though. The guy takes a bite of cake, finds out there's rum in it, spits it back down on the thing because someone put a thimble of rum in 20 pounds of mix. Yet he's chain smoking and drank 4 pots of coffee during the course of the time he spit the rum flavoring out of his mouth. This is a hypocrite.
All right. Let me finish with Mike, because this is pretty complex stuff. The converse argument.
I just want to show you I had a strong opinion on almost everything.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
The other two issues, though, are that you could maybe also have a primary mood disorder. And if you have a severe mood disorder, and given the drugs that you listed there that you've used, we could postulate that you might have injured your brain and have a mood disorder on that basis alone. If you don't treat the mood disorder, then that's going to confound your ability to stay sober, too.
See, that's where I'm at. I mean, I was basically medicating myself because I can't
No.
stand to be around myself.
Nope. The addicts
He
are
was.
addicts. No, addicts are addicts because they're addicts. You're not medicating. You become addicted because you're an addict.
Hold on
You
a
may have
second.
very originally...
Hold on. Engineer Mike, put that on a cart. The addicts are addicts because they're addicts. I like that one.
You may have very originally developed your relationship with substances because of some benefit you felt you derived from it, and it may have perpetuated the use, but you became addicted because you have that biology and you're an addict. Okay, don't blame your use on anything other than that. Okay, so to expect that treating a mood disturbance is going to impact significantly on your addiction is wrong.
All right, but here's what I would close it up with.
So I'm trying to make sense of this.
How long have you been sober?
It'll be 2 months on the 21st.
Paxil is not addictive. If your sobriety is going well, if you're doing okay, make it a goal to come off that drug. But
I don't want to be on it forever.
Yeah, so don't stay with your sponsor. See if you can get them to cool out a little bit. Just follow your doctor's direction. Make sure you're seeing an addictionologist who knows how to manage these disorders. And if you're doing okay right now, stay with the program.
Well, that's a hell of a
Don't change
lot
anything.
better than the trifecta you're putting in yourself worth of drugs last time. Listen, it's not a moral thing here. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're taking a pharmaceutical because it helps you, then it helps you, and then screw it.
It's more complex than that. I mean,
Because
it really is.
you think it makes them closer to getting back on?
Because there's a difference between addiction, the biology goes on in the brain, and the behaviors. Those behaviors of pursuing things to feel better takes about a year to subside. So if you reinforce those in any way, even going for cold medication at the pharmacy, reinforces the behavior. The behaviors take longer to die out.
What about the chain smoking and 3 pots of coffee?
Not good.
Okay.
Here's Loveline.
Loveline. So let's see. Kennedy tomorrow night. Yes, always a good time. Good friend and smart woman with lots of stuff to say, even if most of it is just a harebrained scheme. All right, so I want to thank the beautiful Sherry, the lovely Lisa, the angular one, producer Ann, for putting her lovely feminine stink all over the show, and of course, the One Nut Wonder, without whom we probably would have had the other guy have to sit in and do the show. So, until then, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
To this day, I am surprised when I'm asked to sign a lady's bosom.
Engineer Mike, put that on a cart, please.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript